about the types of chart. MS Excel offers a wide range of charts to interpret data. These charts share some common features which assist the users to comprehend the data logically. We are using the sample data as shown in the figure to create the chart. Bar chart. It illustrates the data comparison between individual items. It displays data in the form of long rectangular rods called bars that are placed vertically or horizontally on the chart area. In this type of chart, categories are represented on the vertical axis and values are represented on the horizontal axis. You can also display the bar chart in stacked form to understand the relationship between different entities. They can be displayed as 2D or 3D graphics. Students note the fact in the 14th century, bar chart was used for the first time to plot the velocity of a constantly accelerating object against time. Number 2. Column chart. This chart is used for displaying data that shows different trends over a period of time. It is the default chart type of MS Excel. It is comparatively quite easy to understand. In this type of chart, categories are organized horizontally and values vertically to emphasize the magnitude of change over a period of time. Let us take a discussion on bar chart versus column chart. Number 3. Line chart. It is in the form of lines and is used to illustrate trends in data at equal intervals. It is quite similar to plotting a graph on a graph paper with its values on the x and y axis. It is useful in emphasizing continuity by showing change in data over a period of time. It is generally used to represent a huge amount of data. Number 4. Area chart. It is a unique version of line or column graph. This type of chart has a greater visual impact than a line chart. It emphasizes on the magnitude, that is, the volume of change over time. By showing the sum of the plotted values, an area chart also displays the relationship of parts to a whole. Number 5. XY scatter chart. This chart always has two value axes. One set of numerical data is displayed along the horizontal axis, that is x-axis, and another set is represented by the vertical y-axis. X-axis is usually assigned to an independent variable and the y variable then becomes the dependent variable. Its each value depends upon the corresponding value of variable x. The chart combines these values into single points and then displays those points at the intersection of x and y numerical values. Number 6. Pie chart. This chart displays data in the form of a circle that is divided into a series of segments. These segments show the relative size of each item in the chart. It always shows only one data series and is useful when you want to emphasize on a significant element. This chart type works best with smaller number of values. Students note the fact the first pie chart was seen in William Playfair's book of Statistical Breviary in 1801. Number 7. Donut chart. Just like a pie chart, a donut chart also displays data as sections of a circle. However, it can have more than one data series, which attempts to add another dimension to pie chart. Each data series adds a ring to the chart and the chart is represented in the form of concentric circles. It is best suited for showing the proportional nature of data. A donut chart represents data values as percentage of the whole, while categories are represented by slices of same color. Radar chart. This chart looks similar to a spider net. It displays data values plotted as points which are connected by lines to form a grid. Radar charts compare the aggregate values of several data series. It is useful for comparing data that is not time dependent, but shows different circumstances, such as variables in a scientific experiment. The poles of the radar chart are equivalent to the y-axis of other charts. Stock chart. It is a type of column graph which has been designed specifically for plotting data values related to stocks and shares or fluctuation of daily or annual temperature. The data required for these charts consists of specific data series like opening price, closing price, and high and low prices. In this type of chart, the x-axis represents a time series. Bubble chart. For a bubble chart, data is arranged in columns on a worksheet in such a way that X values are listed in the first column and corresponding Y and Z values are listed in adjacent columns. It generally displays three dimensions of data in the form of a disk plotted on an XY graph. Two of the values are represented by the XY location of the disk, and the third value is depicted by its size. Surface chart. Data that is arranged in columns or rows on a worksheet can be plotted in a surface chart. It is useful when you want to find optimum combinations between two sets of data. As in a topographic map, colors and patterns indicate areas that are in the same range of values. You can use a surface chart when both categories and data series are numeric values.